Hey my friends, I hope you are all doing well. I'm here to make another life update. So I wanted to share because I've been watching this YouTuber out of Austin called Mitch Mangione, and I think I've mentioned him before. He's, I think, in his 30s, and he makes a variety of videos centered on the gay community. Some of them are funny, some of them are provocative, and some of them are more recently him sharing just different things about the gay community and his experiences, within the gay community, being bullied, just issues in general. And he's in his 30s. I just turned 60 in May, and I recognized that we have a lot in common in terms of having to deal with bullying and issues like that. And I recognized that what he was talking about and things that I've seen on other people's channel, and this isn't not any big revelation revealing, but it's really clear to me how much our community has trauma that we haven't dealt with for the most part, from childhood onward, whether it's bullying or just dealing with the hostility and anger from other people. It's left a lot of us, and that may not be the case for LGBTQ folks that are coming up now, because there is a degree of greater acceptance with the LGBT community, and generally speaking, by comparison now to when I was coming of age, where it was like a little more challenging. But overall, I feel like a large section of our community is living with trauma that some may have worked through in therapy and some may not. But I really feel I wanted to make this issue just to, continue the conversation and say how important it is, regardless whether you're LGBTQ or not, the importance of dealing with the trauma in your life. Now, a lot of people kind of look at that stuff as woo-woo or being self-indulgent, but really, I'm sorry, if you've experienced some of the trauma I've experienced from the bullying, for being, gay, especially this stuff impacts you when you're a kid, because whether you believe it or not, you are born gay. And you may not have the words for it or understand it, but you do recognize it as a kid when people are trashing or dehumanizing gay folks. Those kids who are gay or LGBTQ, whatever, they sense that they are being included in that group of people who some people in society have a hatred towards. And that's scarring. But I really just want to encourage folks to don't leave that unaddressed. You know what I'm saying? And find help in whatever way you can to address it so that you can live your best life and be as happy as you can by addressing those issues that you may not even realize are still issues in your life. And I'm sharing that because that has been my experience. I think I've talked about it a few times in other videos about being bullied and all that, but I recognize at 60 that I'm still dealing with those issues because I didn't address them as fully as they needed to be addressed. So it lingered in the behavior that I adopted in order to survive. And I just feel I want to make this video because so much of our gay culture is centered around the bar scene, or like with Pride, there's a whole kind of sexualization of our community, but that's only part of the community. We are living in the broader world just like everybody else, but it feels like the community that we are a part of doesn't have a lot of space for the healing that needs to go on. And for me, I just wanted to share, again, I've shared in other videos that I'm a Buddhist, an SGI USA Nichiren Buddhist. And I have for my entire life been seeking a spiritual path. You know, I grew up Christian, Catholic, and initially I looked for Christian kind of organizations that were accepting of LGBTQ folk. But I never kind of found that, and if you guys have found that in your community, that's great. For me, I found it by becoming a Buddhist. They're very accepting of LGBTQ folks. You know, point blank, I was almost kind of shocked at how open and comfortable the organization is with, you know, LGBTQ folk. And I just wanted to suggest, you know, checking out sgi-usa.org. It's a website that talks about Nichiren Buddhism. I have found for myself, it provided me tools to address the issues going on in my life in terms of kind of learning to value myself and not put myself as kind of less than my friends. It gave me the strength to leave a work situation that was incredibly toxic, but I was continuing to make excuses for why I should just put up with that behavior of being disrespected. The organization just provided me with tools and a support system of people who actually cared about my finding genuine happiness in my life and sharing that happiness with other people. And I'm not looking to really convert anybody. I just want to share what has been working for me, and if you guys find any value in it, that's great. But I recognize that if you go online and look up, you know, SGI, which is Soka Gakkai International, it's a world peace organization that is not connected anymore with the priesthood. Long story with that, but it's a lay Buddhist organization, so everybody within the organization are kind of equal, and it's about learning to create genuine happiness for yourself and for other people. But for the most part, you really have to start looking within yourself to deal with the issues that are going on in your life, because things are going to happen and you're going to have to deal with it anyway. But we have so much baggage that we carry around, all of us, regardless of your sexual orientation, that for me, it's nice to have this group of people who are genuinely supportive of me on my journey. And I'm hesitant to bring this up, a lot on my channel, but it's a part of who I am. But I recognize if I go online and look up stuff about SGI, people, in like some platforms, see it as like a cult. They say it's a cult. And I'll be honest, when I first walked in, I was afraid that would be a possibility, because people were just so happy and nice. I thought, okay, is this real? But then a friend of mine walked through the doors, and I didn't know she was a Buddhist with this organization, but her involvement made me feel safe going in it. And I'm so happy that I've become a Buddhist, from that, because like I said, it gave me tools to use to work on the issues going on in my life, and learning to take down the walls that I've built up to feel safe, and learning to value myself, because I did not realize I had created patterns of behavior in my life that had me not valuing or really loving myself in a way that I should, or that is healthy. I put everybody else's needs before mine. And I'm not saying I'm some sort of martyr, but I think part of the process of being bullied is really having this kind of need to be accepted. And it's easier to put yourself in the back burner to try and be there for other people in hopes that they will accept you. But when you're not dealing with your own stuff, that stuff eventually comes out. The neediness, the pain that you're dealing with, and the fear of being rejected by other people, all that stuff can become a cycle of kind of self-abusive behavior. And I didn't realize I was still carrying that around until, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I started off because I was starting my life from scratch, because my business partner, who was my best friend, became so toxic and so heated in the nasty things he said to me for a period of years, that I was internalizing that, until it got to a point where it was so ugly that I realized if I didn't leave this situation, I would be saying to him, he's right about me, that I'm incompetent, that I can't do anything without him, that I am worthless, and I'll be honest, he would send me texts and kind of say I should kill myself or call me the C word. It was just some nasty stuff that was intentional. And I took it until I started to really, through kind of using this practice, recognize that all that stuff had nothing to do with me. It had to do with him and his issues. And if I didn't have this practice, I wouldn't have recognized that his vitriol coming at me had really nothing to do with me, other than that I was allowing myself to accept the abuse because this was my closest friend. And he was gay just like I was. We were not in any relationship other than friendship. but his level of toxicity increased to a point where it was just too much for me to be around. And I didn't realize that I hadn't the confidence in myself, or I didn't value myself enough to realize for years that this was kind of not acceptable behavior. And it literally took this organization and the people in it who were supporting me emotionally to stand up and say, I deserve better than this, and to move on from that friendship and recognize it's my job to focus on myself, my happiness, and recognizing that the only thing I have control over is my reaction to things. And it's not easy to make changes when the changes that need to be made are kind of rooted in trauma and pain, because you've built up unconsciously things to help you cope, and those things aren't necessarily healthy choices, but they're survival-based choices. And I'm just saying all this to say that this Buddhist organization provided me with tools, with all these different books from the president of the organization, President Ikeda, who passed away a few years back, but he has tons of books that provided me with tools to help me learn how to live my best life. And I'm always hesitant, at least online, to talk about or encourage people to, hey, join this practice. But I just wanted to put it out there because I know from my personal experience, it really helped me. So if it's a tool that could be of help to you, there are what they call districts or centers all around the country and around the world. But in the United States, there are a number of centers or districts that you can find a group to be able to meet up with and expose yourself to the organization. But if you check out sgi-usa.org, that is the main website. There's also a channel called Buddhability, which is coming from a youth perspective. They talk about their Buddhist practice, and they have different videos and stuff that may be helpful as well to check out. So either www.buddhability.com or sgi-usa.org are places you can check out. It's not a center where you're going to be meeting somebody, so you can have kind of safe exposure to it. And then from there, if you find material that you're reading interesting, you may be able to connect with a center that can help you, on the path. But I just wanted to put it out there because I think it's really important in our community to support each other. And I think our community is one where sarcasm and kind of witty banter is a large part of who we are, but that to me is a reflection of our pain being used in a sarcastic way to kind of seem like we're okay. And sarcasm can kind of come across as a weapon, so sometimes it may not feel like our community is very supportive of one another because it's kind of focused on kind of youth-based, and after 30 it's like you age out, it feels, of the community. And for me, now at 60, I am kind of choosing to refuse to be aged out of the community. I am going to live in this community and find my best life. What that includes being within the community and enjoying connecting with other LGBTQ folks. So, at the risk of seeming like I'm trying to promote a cult, check it out for yourself, because it is so far from being a cult in my mind that it's worth at least checking out the material. I will also connect in the description some books you can maybe get on Amazon that deal with the practice if you want to check out a book, but there's also on, I believe on YouTube, you can find some Buddhability videos. So go to you're on YouTube now. You can search for Buddhability, and you can check out some of the videos that they have, but I believe they also have their website. So I just want to put that out there. That's really all this video was about, because I'm posting this for Monday, but I'm making it on Sunday, and I just came back from a district discussion meeting, and we were talking about our lives and about goals we have and finding ways to create genuine happiness for yourself. And it just, while I was there thinking about other people's experiences, it made me think of the guy Mitch Mangione and the commonality that we have as a community of having to deal with trauma or bullying or those things that come with a lot of hate coming at us, whether we are equipped to handle it or not. So I at least wanted to, in good conscience, share with you what's working for me. If you don't want to become a Buddhist, I'm not asking you to. But I at least want to offer to anyone out there, especially gay men my age, check it out. See if it gives you any tools that can help you. Because at the end of the day, for me, life is short, and I want to spend as much of the rest of my life being as happy as possible and living my best life. So if I can help any of you out there do the same thing by exposing you to some Buddhist material or the SGI USA organization, hopefully it can be of help. If it doesn't work for you, hey, no problem. You could take a look at it, don't take a look at it. It's totally up to you, but I at least wanted to share with you how it's been something helping me. And I'm not saying it's anything easy. There's a lot of work involved in dealing with your crap. But chanting is an opportunity to kind of center myself and connect with what I feel is my spiritual center. So hopefully this is of value to someone out there. If it can help only one person, hey, then this video is worth it. And if it's not for you, I'm not pushing it on you. I just want to give you the opportunity to check out information that may be of value. Again, if it's not, let it go and move on with your day. But I want to be a part of helping people live their best lives. That, for me, is what this channel is about, because as I help other people live their best lives, I'm also challenging myself to live my best life. So I'm going to leave it there. Check out the description area. I'll see whatever links I can put in there that may be of value to you guys out there. And again, whether you choose to be a Buddhist or not, I wish you guys all the best, and I will talk to you soon. Okay? Besos.
memory calling out my name. Every drop upon my skin feels like the night